Hey everybody, it's Greg. Thought I'd check in. 1:40 at night. I just got through doing some work for today. Uh, Had to run some errands and whatnot. Thought I'd give you a quick update on what I did. So if you've been following me, you know that I'm trying to go full time with this at the moment. Kind of between jobs, so I figured I'd make it work. Um, for reference, you'd have to see the other videos. But I'm kind of leaning into it just to give you a little idea of what I'm doing right now. Uh, I, Initially, your thoughts are to kind of shrink up, save money, be conservative. I'm kind of leaning into it. Uh, I bought more cards today. I spent another $600 or $700 today. Uh, I spent $440 submitting cards for grading at GameStop. Uh, just in case anybody was wondering, there's a lot of opinions about that. My opinion, if you're going to grade, which I think you should, use PSA. Not because their slabs are the best, not because their company is the best running company, nothing like that. Just simply liquidity. Uh, you know, what's it worth in a PSA 10? That's the question everybody asks. There's a reason why, graded card, the first thing people say is PSA 10. It's just widely known. It's what people accept. It's what websites go off of. I mean, the liquidity. It's simply the liquidity. Honestly, I think tag slabs look the best, probably, but uh, PSA is the way to go. Sent some cards off to get graded. I'm still grading. I think grading is a great play. You pick up collections, look through there, anything that looks like it can 4 or 5x, or maybe something you have a hunch on. Like right now, I'm grading a lot of Temporal Forces cards. I think Temporal Forces is going to be a good set. There's some in there. So did that. Spent about $1,000 today. Uh, you got to keep it going. You got to keep it running hot. Okay. So if you're following me on this journey, whether or not you're just starting or you've been doing it for a while, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks in this video. Try to keep it shorter, try to stay on topic. Really working on it, guys. Uh, I don't, this isn't the easy thing for me, so trying to learn. Tips and tricks I wish I'd known. Now, whether or not you just watched my last video and you just started your TCGPlayer account, you know, you just got going, you're learning, or whether or not you've been doing it for longer than I have. There may be some things that I've thought about that you didn't, or there may be some things that you've thought in the past and got away from. Conditioning. Guys, conditioning, be strict. I'm going to tell you why. You will get a bad review quicker off of conditioning than almost anything else. Slow shipping, uh, conditioning, almost every time. Or just inaccuracy, you'll get one too. The reason why, and I remember when I first started doing this, I kept thinking, man, if it's not near mint, I can't get all the money. Golly, I just bought this, and half the cards in here have little nicks and chips on them, and they're lightly played. I screwed up on it. Some of the best lots, best ROI lots that I've ever had, the cards were lightly played. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Lightly played and heavily played cards, moderately played cards, sell. Like, they sell. Um, it's, I think, a common misperception. Whenever I got on here, I was like, man, everything needs to be near mint. Man, this thing's got a blemish. I'm not even going to put it on. Like, there was times where I wasn't even listing stuff because I was like, golly, it's almost moderately played. List it. And list it high. It sells. I don't know. I don't know the exact science behind it. I'm not sure if it's people go in there, filter lightly played, thinking that the cart will be cheaper, so they just automatically do it and then buy however the cart optimizes. I don't know if it's because it's the top of the list and they're literally just in such a hurry they just click whatever the top cheapest one is, and maybe it's damaged. I don't know. But lightly played and moderately played cards, conditioned cards all the way down the ladder, all the way to damage, they sell. So condition hard, okay? Because you can cover your back. And there are a lot of times the difference between what you're making on a lightly played and a near mint copy, sometimes they sell for more. There's been times where if I had 5 copies of something, I literally all 5 could be near mint, and I listed 2 of them as lightly played for the same price as the near mint, and the lightly played sold first. Just because I was wondering about this, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is. All I know is that condition hard because customer service reasons, and don't worry about it. It will sell. Okay? So it took me a while to figure that out on this platform, but I'm telling you, lightly played, moderately played cards sell, and they sell good. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of that box of reverse hollows that are a little bit scratched up. Get on there, lightly played, put them on, they sell. Don't worry about it. Pricing. So, pricing is very much an opinion, and I have a strong one on it, just like I do most things. I'm pretty opinionated. Uh, make a floor. I spent so much time, and I think a lot of people that do this, all these pricing tools are set to go off of TCG market price or TCG lowest list, lowest direct. I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. I don't. Uh, I don't list a card for less than 10 cents, even if the market is 1 cent. I don't list a card for less than 10 cents. I would never list a card for 1 cent. I don't know why people on the platform are doing it. Let those mouth breathers do that. Do not do that. Okay. Especially if you're going to have a good inventory. If you're on here just trying to sell your personal collection, you want to get more than what you were going to get down at your local game shop where they're going to give you, half a cent for, $5 per 1,000 non-hollows or something. By all means, if the only time you're ever going to be on this platform is just get rid of a shoebox full of cards you have, go ahead, do whatever you want. But the people I'm talking to that are watching me right now, you're probably a business minded person. Because, this is a business minded channel. It will be the more content I have. Set a floor. Now that I have, 50,000 cards online, that floor doesn't matter. At first, I remember thinking, man, you know, I got cards that are double market price, so they're on there for 7 cents, and or they have a market price of 7 cents, and I have it marked at 15 cents. It does not matter. If you have a lot of cards and it's within reason, makes sense. A reverse hollow for a set at 15 cents makes sense. I never go less than 15%, or I never go less than 15 cents on a reverse hollow or a hollow. So make a floor. It can be whatever you want. I see people that make their floor a quarter and they sell their cards. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Set a floor, mark it up. You know, if the market value is 21 cents, I always round up. I go to 30 cents or I go to 25 cents. Just depends on what it is. But it sells. It really sells. The volume of people coming through, especially if you're going to work hard at this and you're on this journey with me together, and you're doing everything you can, following all the steps that I'm laying out, then building an inventory and listing everything and have a process going. And we'll talk more about organizing it and stuff like that. But set a floor for yourself, because inevitably the reason why I did was I was getting a whole lot of like $3 orders that couldn't fit in an envelope. It was horrible. You get somebody orders 73-cent cards, you're in a lot of trouble there. You're going to lose money trying to ship that. And it's not pleasant at all. So don't do it. Save yourself time. Don't don't list anything for less than 10 cents. I just wouldn't. Anything that's a reverse hollow or a hollow, 20 cents. Something like that. So condition your cards good. Don't worry about lightly played. It will sell. I promise you. If it's got a nick on that corner and you're just not sure and it may cause you stress, I don't care if it's a $30 illustration rare. Sell it for $27.99 lightly played. Just do it. Just do it. It'll sell. I promise you. Don't worry about it. List it. Okay? So, those would be my two biggest tips or tricks for TCGPlayer that I didn't really figure out until I was already in it and learning it myself. But man, it'll save you some time, because you try to wrap your mind around shipping 100 cards for $4 or something. It's not worth it. Okay, so save yourself the time. If you're going to be in bulk, it can be great, but you have to have boundaries, because shipping will eat you up. Okay, another tip, last tip or trick, and then we're gonna get out of here because it's late. Stamps. Get on eBay and buy stamps. Go to card shows. A lot of these vendors have stamps, but don't be worried about it. I was nervous about it the first couple of times. Oh man, they're gonna be fake stamps. Yeah. You can buy stamps on eBay. You can find them 50 cents a stamp, 60 cents a stamp. I just traded a vendor at the last show. This is going to sound crazy, but I ship a lot. Okay, so it makes a difference for me. I was vending, I had a pair of Evolving Skies DTBs. I was selling them for $6.50. And one of the other vendors that was there, he knew that I sold on TCGPlayer. He said, "Hey man, I traded for like over 100 rolls of stamps." I was like, "Gee, my knee." He said, "Hey, would you take 13 rolls of stamps for those two Evolving Skies ETBs?" Now, I'm sure you're thinking, "Hey man, that's kind of crazy. Those are Evolving Skies ETBs." But if you think about it, let's see, what's that? That's times 1,300. I mean, Forever Stamps just went up to 79 cents. There's $1,027 for the stamps that I got from that guy. And I bought those ETBs for $39.99 at Walmart 3 years ago. So I owned them for $80. I secured, basically, from gains that I had on those, I secured free shipping costs for myself for probably 4 months. So look for opportunities like that. Little things make the difference. Manage it like a small business. But all these tips and tricks, they're things that go towards that. Conditioning, that helps with customer service. The pricing floor, it helps with your percentages that you make. It helps with the shipping, and it helps with your time. You got to value your time too. So look for stamps on eBay. Look for opportunities to trade for people. Facebook Marketplace. Don't get scammed. Be careful. Don't buy a bunch of stamps. Don't buy 1,000 stamps for $10 or something. That's probably not real. So But take those three, continue growing, list your cards. That's what I'm doing. Uh, Gonna keep going. I'll see you guys on the next one.